I left school, I worked as a management accountant, but later on, I just knew that I needed to do something else. So I went into events decor. Then later, I knew that it can't just be for events alone. You just want to have somewhere where you can come into and buy something, a plant, put in your house, put in your kitchen, put in your living room. That was how it started.
TV production is a vast area of the creative industry. Don't forget, we've been looking at different components of the creative industry because we're looking for new jobs, new careers, new professions that a lot of our people across different degrees or whatever it is that they hold right now can be moved into in creating jobs for the millions of young graduates that we churn out every year. In TV production, we have content production and we have the technical production part of it. To help us understand better this part of the creative industry, as well as how to get into them and all the opportunities that are available in that segment, we have two guests in the house today. I'd like you to meet Tokpe Ogun and Soji Ogunaike. I'd like first to speak to Tokpe. You come with a really heavy profile. Director, creator, part of an early producer, first female or only female in the tinsel production team and all of that, and so much to say about you. But I'd like you to share a bit of your experience yourself so that our people can understand what you've done, how to do it, and the steps they need to take.
I went in to study theatre arts from the Lagos State University. Okay. And going in back then for me was just about getting an admission and getting into school and getting something out. I really didn't understand the course or anything.
Like most Nigerian graduates.
Yeah, so I just really wanted to get into school and get out. So at the point, I had grown up as someone who very much liked the performing arts. I love to sing, I love to act, I love to do all those things. But I wasn't enlightened to the fact that there were courses to study, along that line. I didn't even think that, it was something to consider as a career. I started to do a lot more plays in school, and then I started getting referrals to go out. While I was still in school, I was able to start working in the industry as an actress, in and out and all that. And then afterwards, I finished from school. I got married, I started having children.
How many children?
I have 4 children, 4 boys.
Whoa! You should put your hands together for her.
What do you need to take your business to the next level? Expert advice? Affordable financing? State-of-the-art technology? A partner you can trust. At First Bank, we can help with that. Visit sme.firstbanknigeria.com to find out how we can help you grow your business. First Bank.
Being pregnant and all that, it got me thinking, what else can I do? What else can I do about knowing more about this business? While, going about with my big tummy and not having anything to do. I picked up some books, on directing and filmmaking. I started getting online, researching, reading up stuff, watching movies, doing online courses and all of that. So I pretty much empowered myself while sitting in my living room, reading up about it and telling myself that, I had no boundaries and all of that. So by the time I was done with my last child, which was in 2006, I was pretty much ready to make that transition. So I got out of it, I weaned my baby, and then I got back to my colleagues and I would tell them, you know what, I'm interested in directing. Some would laugh, you know, and say, you're not serious. And some would say, why? You know, and then I told them, okay, to show that I'm serious, I would work for free. Let me work as an intern on your set. Let me AD for you for free. Let me, you know, carry your books and all of that. So I got a couple of senior colleagues in the industry, people like Femi Odubemi, you know, who encouraged me and said, okay, you know, okay, fine, come along. My next production, come and stay with us. Come and be my AD, come and do that. And then I started, you know, by and large, bit by bit. Then I found out that as time went on, I started doing more of behind the scenes than actually being on set.
Stage.
Because I now realize that my passion tended more towards, you know, what happened behind. And, you know, step by step, from there I got onto Tinsel, got to do Apprentice Africa, got to start shooting my movies and all that. And, you know, the whole thing is history.
So, Toka, let's just hold it there. I absolutely love your story. And I love her story because there are many learnings there for you. Some people will laugh at you sometimes. But instead of getting deterred, she offered to work for nothing so she could have a chance to learn more, one, and two, to show what she could do. Now, I'll come back to you. Let me go to Soji. Tell me a bit of your own story, and then we'll go into opportunities in the technical part.
Okay. My story, well, almost similar to software. I studied at University of Lagos. I studied physics, electronics. In school, something very interesting happened. I had this friend, he was a senior colleague in the same department. He was 2 years my senior, and he was exposed to doing business. And he opened a cyber cafe. After setting up the cafe, I knew there was more to networking. There was more than networking that I could offer. I started studying 3D animation, and today I'm a proud graduate of the University of Google, which is what I call it.
University of Google.
Yeah.
So, which has the widest syllabus for the lowest amount. If you put your heart to anything, as a matter of fact, there's nothing you cannot learn, especially with Google. And I studied animation. I started doing 3D animation, and I began to get jobs while in school. It was my second year, and I began to study how production worked in the real world. And from then, I got involved from animation. I went to editing. I began to learn the camera. That's what has kept me going. I want to learn. I tell people that your brain is not a hard drive; it can't be full.
And so, as you left school, how did you translate that?
So, I left school. I was doing a lot of editing, and I was pretty fast. That's what I had. I was a very fast editor. I was one of the editors that really didn't use the mouse. I was using mostly the keyboard. So there was a day I was invited to IBST, a production company in Ogudu then. And I was invited by an elder colleague. He just wanted me to help him edit his film. So I was on my laptop, and while I was waiting to see him, I was doing a quick edit on my laptop. While I was on my laptop editing, one of the editors, the lead editor, was walking behind me, and he stopped. I noticed someone was behind me, looking at my screen, and he was like, "Is that Avid?" I'm like, "Yeah, what does it look like?" In my usual sarcastic way. And he was like, he now started screaming, "How come nobody has told me about this young man that knows how to use Avid?" I'm like, maybe they didn't look for me. Then he called the director. Who is Mario Legrand? And Mario came around and said, "Do you really use Avid, or you're just trying to show off?" I'm like, "I use it." Immediately I got the job as an editor of Ambo. I mean, that was the first time I could, earn 6 figures.
Did you hear what he said? The first time he could earn? What was he using? His laptop. How many people own a laptop here? How many of you have earned 2 figures from your laptop? Let's understand what our priorities are, and let's use the things around us to achieve our goals. Like he said, everything he learned was in University of Google. There's a lot to learn, but we must first know where we want to apply it, so we know the knowledge that we're seeking. That's why we're having these sessions. Now, in terms of your content production and all of that, can you identify for me the different areas where a young person who has interest can go into, and what kind of skills and knowledge they require?
I'll just say broadly, in TV and film production, we have writers, we have acting, which everyone wants to do. We have directors, we have producers, we have continuity minders, there's so many things that one could do in the industry.
So who is the writer? Let's take it one at a time. Who is the writer?
The writer is the person who puts down whatever content it is that's going to be shot.
What kind of a person becomes the writer?
Usually someone, if you find yourself, probably you like to write poetry, if you find yourself liking to put down your thoughts, if you find yourself always wanting to write stuff, most likely you have a flair for writing, most likely you have a talent there. If you know how to play with words, you might just have a talent in writing, and that might be something you want to pursue. So for someone who has that, you could think about that as maybe you could have a career in writing. You must have a good command of English, that's the first thing. If you know you don't have a good command of English and you can't develop yourself in that area, look for some other talents that you have.
How much do you pay a writer?
A writer on the average earns about, let's say per episode of a TV drama or whatever, and on the average should be able to earn about 40,000 naira per script, 30-minute script. And there's several things you could write for. There are documentaries, there are TV shows, there are all sorts. I mean, like, she needs a script. You could be writing her script and you earn money for that.
Are you a creative person? Are you looking for the right partner to help you transform your talent into your business? We can help with that. First Bank SME Connect. Visit sme.firstbanknigeria.com to find out more. First Bank.
Are you a Nigerian? Do you have a business idea but lack the initial capital? AGDC, in partnership with Lagos State Government, the Chair Center Group, founded by Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, presents through an online contest, Ignite Ideas Contest, to give seed capital of 100,000 naira each to 1,100 people and 1-year business mentorship. There is more. You also get access to credit facility from one of the biggest banks in the country. All you have to do is log on to www.igniteideas.org to register and fill the application form. You should also follow them on their social media pages. Facebook, www.facebook.com/igniteideascontest. Twitter, @ignitecontest. Hurry and give your business ideas some life.
My name is Abiola Adeyemi John.
My name is Olufemi Omotayo.
I'm Abdul Ademi.
My name is Chukwemeka Onozie.
I'm a visual artist.
I'm a journalist.
I'm a town planner.
I'm a creative entrepreneur.
Ignite, Lagos Ignite means quite a lot to me. It was a platform where I got to discover myself more.
Ignite, fire, action, light.
Ignite was really, really impactful for me.
Ignite is a platform where your dreams can, be watered.
We'd like to welcome you to another segment of Talk Shop. And as usual, we have a few gentlemen from different seasons of Ignite who are my guests in the house today. And they will share what their entrepreneurial journey has been, their experience before, during, and after being a part of the Ignite project. So, would you gentlemen like to introduce yourself?
My name is Anozie Chukwemeka.
Okay.
I'm running a media outfit called Aborigin Media.
Aborigin?
Okay. It's a creative enterprise where we design and tell stories. Design and storytelling.
So, you're a storyteller?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you're...
Olufemi Omotayo is my name. I'm a trained journalist, and I also run a media organization called Entrepreneurs. Basically, a company that provides information on empowering entrepreneurs, SMEs, essentially.
Okay, interesting.
I'm Abdul Ademi. I'm a town planner.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And
I'm Abiola Adeyemi John. I'm a creative artist, a visual artist.
Okay, so you're all from the creative industry, so to speak. All right, now tell me how you got to Ignite and what your experience was and what you're doing now post Ignite. Should we start with you, Gafar?
Yeah, actually, I got to know about the Ignite program from a friend, and so when I got to hear about the Ignite program, I was like, wow, this is a good one, and knowing that it's an employability and entrepreneurship program, so I put in for it. So that was my pre-Ignite experience. During Ignite, I was challenged to pick up a membership form in NIT, that's Nigerian Institute of Town Planning.
Yeah.
So after going through that process, it's a process that says 2 years working experience after your NYC.
Yeah.
So after I finished my NYC, with my experience, I'm able to use the word gingered to go to the next level. So after that, followed up the process. I'm a member now. I'm going to be certified in 2 weeks time. I'll be a town planner.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mom.
That's great. So at least you got the inspiration.
Yes, Mom.
And you got fired up.
Exactly.
Or gingered up to follow your line.